So at the end of last stream, we finally did it. We completed the Spanish Reconquista with a descendant of Emperor or King, what's his name? Ferdinand? And we did it all without starting a single war and without, with female rulers only, which meant we learned an awful lot about how dynastic succession and non-dynastic succession works. We have one last thing to do to get the extra achievement. So we technically have not completed the achievement Reconquista because we need to just convert everything to Christianity. So we've got a bit of time to do that. We are powering through that. Like, there is only tiny bits left to go. I believe we did discover that we had a Mulwadi, this dude, who we need to do something about, i.e. demand conversion. Convert, you fool. Is there a video I can watch about gaining land through marriage? Yeah, it'll be in many of the of all the previous episodes on this stream, which are on my YouTube stream channel, which Zidan maintains for me, which I think is !YouTube should get you the link. What I might do is go back to one of the bits in that and just cut out the little video of how to do that, of how to get land that way. In fact, what we might do is we can look for an opportunity to do it one more time, and then I can set it up so that it's got an actual video thing. I think I've got a unique channel URL these days, and I can probably change that URL, but it should still work. And I apologise again for munching sounds. Spiders will tell you how much we have murdered people to do things. We also have got a little bit of Sardinia. So if I can find someone to demonstrate the marriage inheritance thing again, I will. Because then it's just kind of easy to cut out. Old Cranky Pantsio, thank you very much for the follow. So we're into kind of slightly time ticking down territory here, just as we tick down on converting the remainder of these counties. So it does mean that you'll probably get something else this stream, and we need to have a think about what we do. But also, what it does mean is there is the possibility, because we did discover when she inherited, and we are only 43, we did discover that we have got a secret. And that secret is that we are a cannibal. Which does mean that, chat, should you so wish it, we could attempt to eat the Pope. Like, I mean, it's up to you. I'll put a poll up. Because, you know, I wouldn't want to eat a Pope if you weren't keen on eating a Pope. The problem with eating the Pope is I can't guarantee we can kidnap him. So it might be that if you vote for this, that because we've completed the Conquer Spain with no wars thing, might be that we have to declare war on the Pope. But it is up to you. Do a poll. There you go, you have a new poll. See, what I love Howling Wolf 12369 is that, like, kind of CK3 is the only game where you can kind of legitimately have your first comment in a stream channel be like, no, eat the Pope, and it's not in any way unusual. You gotta love that. You make that 35 murders that we did to complete this. Yeah, 35 murders is not bad, really, to conquer a country when you think about it. Right, so let me also have a quick look around while we're ticking over, and we'll let this run. I mean, we do technically also have a daughter now. We did manage to spawn, so we do have the ability to inherit. Oh god, yeah, I pay you some gold. I got a ton of gold. So those are our final bits of conversion. We do actually have a semi-decent patriarch for once. Let's just double check we've got our inheritance queued up correct in case anything goes to shit. So you are not our designated heir. I believe currently our designated heir is the infant Uraka Urakes. She is our current designated heir. So let's just make sure that anyone... So that's our brother, so he should be converting that. Because he directly holds it as well. That should be converting because it's no longer under a Mulwadi leader. You're not Mulwadi. That province there. You're Catholic. Yep, we should be good. We should be good. So, because I don't think we're going to be able to abduct him. Got a very low chance. Very low chance of successfully abducting the Pope. I mean, going on the trend of that voting, I have a feeling that unless something drastic happens in the last remaining 60 seconds, you do want me to attempt to eat the Pope. Go away. As my husband Roberto's tears genuine. Yeah, we can stop being lovers with that dude now, because we've got our kids. We got 2 daughters, which was the battle. How are we holding 5 duchies? To be fair, that's actually quite handy, because it does mean I can demonstrate to you how to do the inheritance trick again. Swede from South Sweden. Ah. Kind of the good bit of Sweden. Depends on which bit. We are indeed a cannibal. We discovered we were a cannibal, which does mean we can eat the Pope. We don't need both of these. So we should give Aragon out. Is anyone from Aragon on our council? Who are you? And where are you? Salamanca. Salamanca's over there, so that's no good to us. So we need... Right, we've got Granada, so we will use Granada for our inheritance trick, if you want me to demonstrate the inheritance trick. You seem a decent enough chap. Congrats, you can be the Duke of Aragon. So let me see if... Right, first things first. We will attempt to kidnap the Pope. It's not going to work. I can tell you that now, but we might as well try it. Be really useful if Bishop Berard here wanted in. Apparently he's against Pope kidnapping. There's a few people who are up for some Pope kidnapping, so we might get the percentages on this. There's a surprising number of people who are well up for kidnapping the Pope. He's on boost that anyway. I mean, it helps we've got a level 32 spy. Oh, look out, the Mongols have appeared. Right, let me have a look and see if I can show you the inheritance trick. So what we need to find is someone who... Here we go, here's a good example. Because we can do it with Catholic kingdoms as well. So the important thing to know is you can do this with both Catholic and you can do it with Muslim kingdoms. Actually, we're going to do it with the Muslim because you want to see the faith conversion as part of it. He's 57, his primary area is 4, so that's not useful to us. What about the Canaries? He already holds 3 titles. Problem is we've done a bit of a number on all of the Muslim kingdoms, so finding someone we can pull it off with where the heir isn't a kid is somewhat tricky. Right, this would probably work. He's got daughters, that's really annoying. Hello. Right, we'll do it with him. I don't think we've got twice schemed yet though, so I think we need to hold off. Yeah, we didn't go for twice schemed, so we need to hold off. Right, remember we can do it. Who was that to? That was to Malta. So let's pin this dude, and let me see if we manage to kidnap the Pope first. Yeah, I mean, assuming we don't get any more massive COVID variants, I should finally be able to get back over to Sweden this year, which would be nice. Be over for GothCon in Easter. Probably do a week or so in Stockholm beforehand. Because I can stay in the guest apartment of my friend's apartment place in Sweden, which is just ridiculously cheap. So who got Rowdy? You got Rowdy. No, you're Bossy, which means you got Rowdy. Which gives you a boost on intrigue actually, which is quite nice. So we will take that. Right, does anyone else want in on the plot to kidnap the Pope? Popes are being kidnapped. Yeah, I'm always up for a few beers. Let it not be said that I'm not up for a few beers. Are you Mawadi? No, you're Catholic as well, so that's fine. Because we're basically waiting on a bunch of conversions. So we're converting Lieda, which I can't remember which one's Lieda. I think it's this one. That's 6 years. Oh, Bowden 99. We're just finishing off our Reconquista run, which is basically means at the moment waiting for a bunch of places to convert to Catholicism. We're essentially at that stage. We have done it with no wars. So we're just doing a little stretch goal of eating the Pope, because, you know, popes need to be eaten. So while we're waiting for religions to convert, we're eating popes. I'll have to take the opinion gain. I don't need the cash. Damn. Now, what I'm tempted to do is we need Grim to rule, but I'm actually going to take Befriend first. Because... why are we swaying Count Polk? My agents tell me that Pope Victor is planning to travel from Rome to Orbitello. I have arranged for some brigands to interrupt his little journey and make sure he arrives in here instead. Soon he will get my vote. We have a Pope! We have a Pope in jail. Out of interest, how much do we get for ransoming a Pope? Only 200? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Right. Now I believe we have to execute him to eat him. Behead and devour. I mean, I don't know if we get excommunicated for it. The thing is, we've got a lot of piety, so we can just yeah, by whom? We're going to lose 36 stress for eating a pope. Eating popes is good for your mental health, apparently. Behead and devour. There you go, chat. We just ate a pope. I hope you're happy with yourselves. Should I add that to the spiders command? Does that count as a spider kill? I suppose we kind of should, shouldn't we? Don't forget, by the way, you now have exclamation mark bookshop as well, so if I mention a book in chat, I'll try and add it to that. 8-1 Pope.
Thank you for the best CK3 streams, for spider farms, poison ducks and inheritance tricks.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you very much. 8 a Pope. But yes, thank you for the resubscription, Tommy Inch. It's very generous of you. It was kind of like porkish, I think. I mean, we could just continually eat popes. And then if you're the Pope, you're just like, this seems to be a thing. My voice thing is Welsh. Right, I have updated the spiders command, so it does reference the fact that we ate a Pope. Upped our dread, apparently. Let's not... Apparently that Pope was not good meat for us. That Pope had gone off. Right. Now, if we can pull off this abduction, I can show you the inheritance trick again. So, the other thing we want to do is we want to befriend this guy. Because if we can manage to befriend him, that's going to increase his speed at doing these tasks by, I think it's about 20%. Excellent punning. Some proper CSI going on there. Right. So, we want to kidnap this dude. Let's hope we can get someone else in. Umar here is well up for it. So it might work. Might not. There's not a great percentage chance, but we'll give it a go. Technically still more likely than not, so... I mean, this gives us involved, but I mean, we just ate a Pope. Do we really care? I don't think we do. Duke Arias has been of real help in the past few days, aiding me in my efforts to strengthen the realm's ties with our neighbours. Yeah, dukes who are friends is also useful. I like to think we use separate basements for the walling up. How come our befriend scheme is lost? Did he not like us anymore? We should give him some cash. That'll help. I do like his robe, by the way. It's quite nice. He is stubborn, callous, and humble, so we don't want to focus on his accomplishments. Probably that one. Good, good. We are healthy again. We have recovered from eating that bad pope meat. My counsellor Adelaide drank herself to death. It is the way we all want to go. Right, you can be that. And I'd quite like a good marshal. So, Duke of Portugal, congrats. Come on. Like, we are basically just waiting for conversions. Can I suggest as a stretch goal to go for Catholic cannibalism? It's hard, that's the problem, because it's not dependent on me. So I would quite like to go for the Catholic cannibalism thing, but I need my court chaplain to be a cannibal, and I don't know a way of getting my court chaplain to be a cannibal. Like, I can't think of a way of getting our court chaplain to be cannibal. Like, I can think of a way to do it in a future run, which is to essentially create a religion that supports cannibalism, have all of the people be cannibals, and then convert to Christianity, at which point I'll almost certainly end up with one of my existing court becoming the Archbishop, who will probably be a cannibal, and therefore I can do cannibal Christianity. But I don't remember an event tree that kind of allows you to kind of invite someone to dinner, say, and then feed them human meat. So yeah, it is on my list of things to work out how to do. Because one of the things I like doing is working out how can you guarantee something is going to happen, or almost guarantee something's to happen. So if you want to try and do a thing, you've got a damn good chance of doing it. Right, let's see if we pull this off. Can we abduct him? We have. Okay. Right, let me do this. So I'll probably cut this for YouTube. So here is the demonstration. So, if you are trying to inherit an Islamic kingdom into your own kingdom without fighting wars... God damn it, Blind's Eye View. Resubscribing at the wrong time now. No, seriously, thank you. So if you are trying to get an Islamic kingdom to be part of your kingdom without fighting any wars, what you first want to do is capture... That's capture their heir. Now, the heir needs to be unlanded. This is important. And the reason you need them to be unlanded is once they're in jail, you can convert them to Christianity, which you can't do if they already hold titles. You can only do it if they don't hold any titles. So what we should now be able to do is negotiate his release, we can demand conversion, and we can recruit him at the same time. So we do that. Well, hey. He is now our courtier and he's Catholic. We have Granada sitting here. And we've deliberately kept Granada sitting here. And we've also kept the Duchy of Granada sitting here. So what we're going to do is give this title to our newly converted dude, who I'm now going to massively struggle to find. But the easiest way to find him actually is if we just pop back over here. Because he's still the heir. Because you'll notice he's still the heir. He just happens to be currently our courtier. Now, he won't stay in our court for long. But he will stay in our court if we grant him the County of Granada. And at the same time, we're going to grant him the Duchy of Granada. This is important. Because what it means is he now holds a Duchy level title. And the Duchy level title is equivalent or greater to the title that he is going to inherit over here in Malta. Which means that when Wali Isam here dies, he will still inherit, but because he is already our vassal and he holds a higher ranked title than the title he is going to inherit, Malta will join our kingdom. He won't leave it. This works for every single title up to kingdom rank, with a few exceptions, and those exceptions aren't obvious, but one thing we have discovered is one of those exceptions is France. There are clearly a couple of historical nations where it's always keyed to make those titles their primary title, and because it always follows your primary title, that means that you might leave. My instinct is England is probably one as well. France is definitely one. I suspect Denmark might be one. But think of them as the big historic titles. But I don't think you'd have that problem if you tried it with Aquitaine. But you can try and find out. But anyway, now we essentially have that duke as our vassal. As long as he doesn't die before his dad does, that territory is going to join our kingdom. And when I say doesn't die before his dad does, what I mean is doesn't die before we murder his father. Who wants in? Nobody wants in. Well, we might still murder Daddy. But that's how you inherit those titles in. And let's see if we murder Daddy, or when Daddy dies naturally, I'll just click back and just show you that that has now become part of our kingdom. There you go. So for those watching who didn't know how to do it, does that make sense? Did that make sense to you in terms of how to get things to inherit into your kingdom? It's an incredibly useful thing to do, and I highly recommend it. It's just, again, it's an example of how CK3 is really, really good game, and just don't think just about conquest. It's a dynastic simulator, and you can really make those dynasties, de jure, and inheritance work for you if you just have a bit of a think about how to actually do it. I honestly think everyone should try and do a no-war run. They're really good fun. Like, it just challenges you in a completely different way. So we're still trying to befriend, because that'll speed up his conversion, which would be nice, because we've still got 4 years left on that one. Does it make sense for gaining land by marriage? Well, I mean, gaining land by marriage, you just marry someone and then your kids are going to inherit. Marriage won't automatically bring someone into your kingdom. The two titles will stay separate until you have a kid, and then the kid will join the titles up. One of my agents has acquired a deadly spider and arranged for a servant to hide it in Wali Isam's bed before dark. All they need is my go-ahead, and he will be as good as dead the moment the spider strikes. I hope you're not afraid of spiders, Isam. Wali Isam has survived the deadly spider's bite. Although the spider attacked, a physician was quickly called and managed to stop the venom from spreading. Disastrous. That's like one of the few times our murder plots failed. He'll die naturally eventually though, so that's fine. Let's pin him though, just so we remember. Chat, can you remind me to go back, because then I'll just stick that on the end of the video. Also, I really should have added a marker to that, shouldn't I? Someone tell me how long we've been streaming, so I can write down the timestamp. So that I can go back and cut that. Actually, it should be pretty easy, it shouldn't be pretty easy for me to spot, shouldn't it? 41 minutes, good to know, thank you. We do need to start thinking about what we want to do for the next campaign, by the way. Because we're going to have February the 8th is when the new DLC comes out. So we're going to have a good 6 sessions before then, because I probably won't... I might do one next week, depends. If I do, that'll be the last one before Christmas. So basically, we're going to have like 6 weeks to do a run. There are still a few achievements I haven't got, not many. So we could do something relatively vanilla. I mean, witch Catholic cannibals is totally possible. How do you deal with losing land when you die and your kids inherit? It always tilts me. But two things to do with that. So, firstly, right, here is a tip for how to make sure that you don't... Right, there's two ways to approach the idea of inheritance, and it's a thing that most people get wrong. The first thing to do is think carefully about which kids inherit. So, don't be afraid to use renown to disinherit. Don't also be afraid to put bad children in prison. So actually, we'll do it here with Infanto Ramiro, because we don't need him. Oh, he's a genius, though. We don't really want to do it with him. But theoretically, what I could do is imprison my son. While he's a kid, I can imprison him. If I imprison him, it's going to be an act of tyranny that's going to cause all subjects to leave 16 opinion, but that's going to drop down over time, and it's only going to gain me 27 dread, which is a good thing. Now, the important thing is, it's not a sin to put your own child in prison. If you put them in prison and move them into a dungeon, there's a good chance that they're going to die. It's not a sin if your child dies in prison, because God did it, you didn't. So actually you can thin out children that you don't really need or want by just sticking them in prison and letting them die. As long as you don't mind taking the short-term opinion hit for it. Now obviously that's a bit extreme, and when you're trying to get your dynasty out early on, you don't necessarily want to do it. So one thing you can also do, and I highly recommend, is think about which titles are going to inherit to which people. And make sure that what you do, for example, is whatever your primary duchy is, i.e. the duchy that you know you're going to inherit along with your main kid is going to inherit, is you make sure that you beef up, min-max your duchies. So make sure that your duchy, so this duchy here, Leon, you can see, is optimized around troops. Which means that because it's optimized around troops, the moment I inherited and territory went to someone else, I could very quickly declare war on them to get it back, because I'd have a valid claim and they wouldn't have any alliances yet. And yes, as Min Pin Kitty points out, you don't need to be sadistic to imprison your own children, whereas you do to murder them. Now, if you look at Santiago here, Santiago is optimized around income. And that's partly because it's got the Grand Cathedral. But also because it means that I can make the duchy building a building that also maximizes income, whereas the duchy building over here in the territory which I'm using as my primary areas is optimized around levies. So I tend to try and kind of do that. I also try and limit how many children I have. I mean, we're playing a female rulers only run, so this is perfect. We've got an heir and a spare. We are actually chaste, which helped with that, but you can also just make sure you're taking the perks that limit it. CK3 dungeons are infinite, which if you think about the number of times I've walled up people, makes sense. Peasant rabble are going to rebel in 11 months, so don't really have a problem with that. Right, we are going to take Groom to Rule. So that gives our kids a ton of extra skills. We should actually also educate the Infanto Ramiro here, and I don't think we are going to... Let's just disinherit him, because I don't think we are going to kill him off. He is a genius. So he would be quite nice to have around. We do want to educate him. Education trick, for those of you who don't know, always make sure your kids are educated by someone with the intelligent or genius traits. That matters more to the level of trait they will get off of these. Do you want him to be a diplomat? He'd be an amazing steward. Kind of feel like we want him to be a steward. And then we just give him some territory. Be a steward. So, yeah, unlike CK2, the thing that determines the level of your education trait is not what level of education trait the educator has. It's are they intelligent or genius, and how clever is the kid. Everyone gets that wrong. I've tested this. It's true. Like, I've absolutely tested this. It's 100% true. Ignore in every way what trait a person has and just focus on that. The only exception is if you can't get your kids educated by an intelligent or a genius, go for someone who has high learning skill, because learning skill does contribute in a minor way. Ruroffle, thank you very much for the follow. We need a new spy master. Rip, we had a great spy master. He really dislikes us, so we should probably pay him some money. Are we friends with you yet? Did we ever manage to get friends with you? We didn't. And we only got a 45 success chance now. That's annoying. Many months have passed since the lords and ladies of the realm gathered for a feast. Yeah, whatever. We'll hold a feast. Why not? Ah, good stuff. Oh, brilliant. He became our friend. Note how that has just dropped to 2 years for the conversion. If you are reliant on your counsellors to do a lot of things, this is particularly important if you're really pushing on conversion or promote culture. People don't realise just how much of a benefit you get from them being your friend. If I hover over here, you'll see... Do you see I'm getting a... Like, the base level of conversion is 0.5. His learning skills giving him 1.5. Because he's our friend, we're getting an extra 0.4. Which is now counteracting all of the further benefits of the previous religion. Like, that's how much of an impact it has. So do befriend people if you can befriend them. It's really, really critical. Can make a huge difference. Especially early on if you're using your steward to earn money. What a man. Really critical early on if you're trying to use your steward to earn money. 6 Ron, thank you very much for the follow. So they're going to rebel in 18 months. There's only going to be like a tiny amount of them, so we'll just use the men at arms to smack them down. It's not a problem. Yeah, fine, whatever. So our son is being educated by... I did not finish educating our son because I was too busy talking and showing you how to do stuff, wasn't I? We want our son educated by Ulrich because he's intelligent. Because we are going to educate our 2 daughters because we are intelligent. So we will educate you. And we will educate you. So we're educating both our daughters. Because that way we can control their traits and we can make damn sure they don't get fucking chased. Because that was a nightmare. That almost screwed us. 50% more basically. Yeah, honestly, like, befriend is ridiculously powerful. Like, really we should be befriending our spy master as well. Interestingly, you don't get that bonus from seduce. You don't get a bonus from them being your lover. You only get it from them being your friend. Because, you know, I don't need a lover, I just need a friend. Older daughter is on Marshall. I'm kind of inclined to leave her on Marshall. What I'd really like to do is, can we actually... We can change our succession to equal, I think. But we can't... The problem is we can't make her a general, which would be quite cool. But we could do if we give her a title and then she could be our marshal. No. You rebel. Where are you? Oh, okay. There's a few more of them than I thought. Still not enough for us to worry about. Are you just regular peasants or are you of a different faith? Oh no, you're Catholic. Alright, fair enough. Right. How many men-at-arms do we have these days? Oh, more than enough to deal with those fools. Bosh, disband all. We might as well execute him for the dread. Like, we're well off for piety. We could probably go on a... Can we go on a pilgrimage? No, we can't. Fair enough. I presume there's a point after which you can't change a child's education path. You are allowed to change a child's education path exactly once. Once you've changed it, you can't change it again. So I can change hers, because the game will pick one by default based on what trait they get here. So it picked Marshall for her because it's a bit of a toss-up between that and Stewardship, but it went Marshall. So I could change it now, but because I've already changed hers to Intrigue, you'll notice that it won't let me change it again. So you're allowed to change it once. So don't change it to the wrong thing. Let's go on a pilgrimage. Let's go to Jerusalem. We got the dollar for it. That's the other thing. The reason I'm generating good money is because I've optimized my duchies. So if you look at how much Santiago's generating me, it's insane. Actually, even more insane is if you are in any way doing a Spain run, always move your capital to Cordoba, because the Great Mosque of Cordoba benefits don't disappear if you're a Catholic. You still get them. So it's giving me +3 tax a month. It also gives an insane development boost. Cordoba is currently development 42. If we flip this to development map mode, Cordoba is, I suspect, up there. It's not far off Constantinople. I suspect Rome beats it, but only just. They're both at 50. And if we look at how much cash that's generating me, look at that tax income. I'm getting 13 from just tax from Cordoba alone. So I'm not that fussed about controlling that duchy. I am that fussed about keeping my capital in Cordoba. In fact, if anything, it's better off for me not having that duchy, because I can get all the benefit, the real benefit from that duchy, which is Cordoba, without then it impacting my duchy cap limit, and I can keep my other 2 duchies up there. We do need a new marshal. Let's give it to you. Congrats. Ooh, yeah, I don't really want to do this, but YOLO. Let's make the end of the run fun. Right, we've converted down there. We've got 8 months left on Lieda, so we're getting there. And there's been some conversion up here, and conversion over here, so we are getting there. Right, as we are ill, and in ailing health, I am going to disinherit Jimena. So this is back to our inheritance thing. I can always re-inherit her if I need to. But the thing is, she now no longer has any claims, so isn't going to be a problem for me. And it means that right now, Infanta Urraca is going to inherit every single one of our titles. Duchy would enable the tax building. So one thing I could theoretically do is flip it so I took control of that duchy. I mean, the duchies we're actually controlling are Leon, Castile and Galicia. So what I could theoretically do is get rid of Leon, and then at some point take over the duchy that Cordoba's in, and then do a similar thing to what I'm doing up here with Santiago, which is where I'm leveraging the fact that I'm getting the Coruña bailiff's office to benefit the Santiago Grand Cathedral. So yeah, I could. I mean, frankly, given the level of income we have, I could actually afford to control 4 duchies. Oh yeah, we are incredibly pious for someone who literally killed and ate a patriarch. Yeah, Shayland is great because you can build an awful lot of ports there. Do we want her to be zealous? No, let's make her brave. So we can still call hunt and lash out. Shayland, by the way, is a really fun start. If you're going for the achievement for conquering the whole of England as an heir of Ragnar, I actually think one of the most fun starts you can have is the sun that is in Shaeland. And the reason for that is you can do a Varangian for Wessex. And if you control Wessex, you're laughing. What does be inclusive mean in the chat rules? It means, pretty obviously, respect people's pronouns, no slurs, nothing like that, really. Be how I would expect people to be in real life. Treat people in chat like real people. I guess that's the thing. Don't be a dick to people in a way that you wouldn't be a dick to them in real life. Do we want to get focused reading? Let's get a bit more piety. Right, how's our conversion going? Raroffle! Thank you very much for the subscription. That is incredibly generous. I will get some more emotes done. We're going to get a murder duck done. We're going to get our XCOM 5% rule. And there was another one. Someone else suggested another one I really liked. I want to hold some emote spaces back, but I have got like 9 of them. And yeah, enjoy your emotes, everyone who has got emotes. Don't forget you have murder spiders and everything else. Do we want resplendent raiments? No, we'll take the piety again. It would make me laugh if we could actually get her up to a piety point where we could do stuff. Rixian! Thank you for subscription. Right, so we've got a bit more conversion going on. We are no longer ill, so that's nice. I think once we've done this and we take thoughtful, I'm actually going to flip us to learning, because if we can get down to zealous proselytizer, proselytizer, we'll actually get a progress speed on our conversion booth. Oh no, hopefully it should be. I mean, that's the plan. We should really have taken pedagogy, shouldn't we? We didn't take pedagogy. Yeah, we should flip over to that sooner rather than later. But yeah, think on what we could do for next run. So for the record, the only achievements I haven't got, so if you did want to link it round achievements, is I think the only ones we've got is the 7 holy cities in Hindu. Land of the Rus, which is form Russia, which we could combine with converting all of Russia to Islam. Depends on whether we want to do a conquest and conversion run again. Bizarrely, I don't have Wily as the Fox. Don't ask me why I don't have Wily as the Fox, but that would be an incredibly fun short run to do. If you wanted to do a conversion one. That would be a very fun one to do. Given that we're going to have about 6 weeks. Or we can be slightly murdery and do the Carolingian consolidation, which is starting as a Carling, be the only independent Carling to hold a landed title. Or King of the Isles, which is starting and staying as a North Germanic Asatron of any kind, completely control everything in the islands of the Atlantic and the Mediterranean region without ever having over 80 realm size. That would be quite fun to do as well, and I know exactly how I would do that. So I would argue that you can have King of all the Isles, Wily as the Fox. I kind of maybe want to wait on the Vladimir's one and the Land of the Rurik, because I could see that being quite fun to do with the new culture mechanics in the new patch. So I'd say if we're looking for a fast, brutal and murderous one, it's Wily as the Fox. Or King of the Isles, or I'm quite happy to do something else. Thing is, I think the Hindu one would be ridiculously easy. The other one I could do, and I've tested this in principle, but not finished pulling it off yet, is reviving a dead religion. So I am reasonably certain that you can revive. Like if I look, just to show you. So if I wanted to convert to Zunism, sun worship, unrelenting faith, Eastern syncretism, all sorts of fun. If I wanted to convert to this religion, right, chat, place your guesses. How much faith is it? How much piety is it going to cost me to convert to Zunism? So for the next couple of minutes, I want to see your numbers in chat. Put in your numbers of how much piety you think it's going to cost to convert to that. Also, we need to keep an eye out for when that dude dies. Hurry up and die. We need you to die before he dies. Okay, so we got some good guesses in there. So Pirate Penguin going with 10k. Yedrello, welcome to the chat with 5,500. Orloff with 1,500. Tratosi with 69,420. A couple of guesses at 10k. Some 700s, some 500s. There's 100,000 lurking there from Semi-Evil Pants. Let's show you. Also, before we do that, let's take that and switch to that and take we'll take medicine actually because we're not in a rush to die. No, we'll take piety because we are vaguely pushing on piety, and we'll get the piety events in. That's something to remember, by the way. The track you pick is going to influence the events you get. So if you are really keen to push for piety, make sure you're on theology focus because you'll get a bunch of random events related to piety. For me to convert to Zunism, is going to cost 117,473 piety. Now, I reckon I can do that. I reckon I can convert. Now, Zunism, the sacred home of Zunism is Afghanistan, which starts as Islamic, Ashari, which has exactly the same problem and rules. So if I was Islamic, it would be the same figure. So the historic home of Zunism is round about here, I think. And actually, there is at game start, there is one surviving heir of the Zunist dynasty. So, I have been playing around with things in the background, and I am reasonably certain, let's say like 70% certain, I could do a run where I could convert to Zunism. It's tough, because I'm going to have to do a whole bunch of different things, and it might involve a couple of restarts or minor kind of revert to saves briefly if things didn't go alright very, very early on. Yeah, it's like really close. His dad was a Zunist. People don't think you can do it. Like, you used to be able to do it because there used to be a cheat you could do, which is you'd reform your religion, which would give you piety when you married. In the same way as you can get prestige when you marry. And what you do is you divorce, remarry, divorce, remarry, divorce, remarry, and essentially you just farm piety that way. But they changed it so you'd lost piety when you divorced the same amount as you gained from marriage, which I think was smart. Why not just create a character for it? Because then where's the fun? But I reckon I can become Zunist naturally. Because I've actually got a secret run trying to do it in the background that I've been filming for YouTube, and which I might finish off next week. But the alternative is I could actually just try and do it as an actual stream for 6 weeks. Just to prove it can be done. We finished to promote culture. And our Chancellor is dead. Ooh, have we finished on religion? Nice. Right, what are we looking at? So they will all be converting. Is that 2 provinces or 1? That's 2, so we should help him out there. Like, our priority has to be the 2 province places. Let's convert Ibiza. Well, how long does it take to acquire that much piety? Well, the problem is you can't acquire that much piety. Yeah, I've almost converted most of Iberia. So if you think about how much piety you need to get to religious icon, that is close, I think, to the maximum amount of piety you can earn in a run. So you need cumulatively. How much do you need? You need. No, you're not keeping impatient. You're gonna have to keep impatient because it's the least worst of those traits. So you need 2,000 to get to Paragon of Virtue. You need 4,000, so that's 6,000 plus the 3 levels below it. So you're looking at about 10,000. I think about 10,000, 12,000 piety is the maximum you can get in one lifetime. I reckon I can get 15,000 if I really push, and it depends on me doing a couple of different things to cheese collective piety. Yeah, we should do a quick recheck to make sure that we haven't had any convert rulers. This is how we're converting so fast, by the way, is because we've made damn sure we've got Catholic rulers in our places, and we're just making sure that they're not quietly converting back. So that is Catholic. It'd be far easier if I could actually just click this whilst not in the religious view. He's still Catholic. Because unlike with culture, and I hope they fix that in the next patch, Catholic rulers will always convert, whereas cultural rulers will not convert to their culture. Yep, all Catholics. Should I pay attention to upgrade my domain holdings in the beginning, or should I conquer land? Get yourself a duchy. Focus on controlling one duchy and optimize it around money with a little bit of buildings to just give you manpower. Because the moment you start generating cash, it's far easier to build up your men-at-arms early on. Like, early on, having fully ranked out men-at-arms is the biggest and best thing you can do. Because it protects your own territory, and it gives you the best troops in the game to go up against other people. So, generating cash to allow you to build out your men-at-arms to maximum is far better than turning around and trying to build up a bunch of levies. Patience is a good trait to have, but diligence better. I'll have a big diligent. Are there any tricks to lowering the cost of conversion? Yes, there are, and that's how I think it's doable. That's why I think I can do it. Because I think what you've essentially got to do is maximise the amount of piety you can get and use every trick you possibly can to create the modifiers that reduce the religious conversion cost. And I think I've worked out what every single one of those modifiers is that you can conceivably get in game, and some of them require a fair bit of setup to do. But you could do them over the course of a campaign. Do we reckon he would be impressed? Yeah, scheme power +5 would be nice. Lord of Alba cashed in a book. Let's find you a book. Let's get you a book. Which also means you get to see I've rocked out the Christmas Hawaiian shirts. We're into Christmas Hawaiian shirt season. So there's where is he? There's Santa skiing. Yeah. Doing a bit of a what do you call it? Water skiing over in Hawaii. Right. Book. Oh yeah, this one's fascinating. Discount bookshops are the best. And what I mean by that is you'll go in there and every time you see a discount bookshop, you think, oh, it's just going to have a bunch of those really shitty books. Like it's like here is like just a picture book about whatever and all that kind of thing. But what you also get is lots of books in there that are people's dissertations that got turned into books and just never quite sold well. Oh yeah, no, yeah, for new people who've not seen my, get it there, kind of pan you around. There you go. My library. This is To Walk in the Dark, Military Intelligence During the English Civil War, 1642 to 1646. Absolutely fascinating book. Like I think people don't realise how much kind of spying and intelligence and everything else went on, but it makes sense when you consider, like, you've got families fighting against families and everything else. But also, there's an awful lot of seductress espionage. Because both sides worked out that men love to get their end away. And so you had an awful lot of kind of femme fataleness going on. And yeah, discount bookshops are brilliant. That book cost me £5. Now actually, regular retail on it is 20 quid. Cost me a fiver. Because they overprinted it, and all of that. Half your books are in storage as I don't have room for them. Yeah, well, I mean, this was the thing. It's like the nice thing about finally getting my own house, or our own house, was we were able to kit out the library fully. Which, you know, I'm a historian. It's kind of what we do. Right, let me put that one back. I don't know if that's actually still in print. I will have a look, and if so, I will add it to the bookshop. Let's have a quick look. But yes, don't forget your stream points. You can cash them in to see books, or to get histofacts, or to do all that kind of thing. It's available. That means it might be on bookshop.org. So let me see if it is, so I can add it. So I can add it to our list. I don't think it's on bookshop. So it might be that it's sort of out of print, but you can get it second hand on Amazon. Nope, I don't see it on bookshop, so I think it might be out of print. Isn't the short sleeve shirt a British invention to adjust to hot climate in some colonies? Wouldn't surprise me. It's the kind of ridiculous thing we do as a nation. Right. Anyway, we are waiting for conversions. Conversions are underway. Yeah, I mean, if it's on Abe Books or something like that, I'd get it from there. naked lady has just joined us who has a claim on the Principality of Gwynedd, but let's not do that. Can we plot to kill this dude off again yet? We could abduct him and kill him. Does anyone want to help us abduct him? Do we want it to be just? Not really. We want it to be cynical. Although Temperate's nice. Temperate would give us her a stewardship boost. How's she looking? She does need a bit more stewardship, and she's going to get intrigue off of her intrigue stuff. So I think we get her to take Temperate. Which means we aren't now at the point where we need to call a hunt. To get rid of some stress. Let's lose weight as well. No, North Wales wouldn't be a fun place to be naked. I do agree on that. We were going to see if anyone wants to help us kidnap him, weren't we? Some people do. It might happen. It won't happen, but you never know. I mean, yeah, we got a 5% chance. Let's assume that's not happening. Hengist! Thank you for gifting a sub to Carillus. Very nice of you. Enjoy your new emotes, Carillus. Oh, this is going to get the scheme underscore impaired underscore judgment underscore modifier, which pushes us up to a whopping 15% chance. Except it doesn't, because we've capped at the bottom because we've got the minus 75 from scheme exposed, which means it is definitely not happening. But we'll keep it going because there's no point in not getting it going. Right, pedagogy, because there's still a chance for us to get a couple of boosts to our kids, and then we'll just push for zealous proselytizer. My husband has fornicated with Olof, the daughter of... Oh no, we'll forgive him. It's not like we weren't shagging around massively. Right, we can let him have a bit of fun. Himena is arbitrary. One of my favourite tenets when forming new religions. I am a big... If you're forming a religion, you've got to pick a purpose for forming the religion. So you need to kind of know what you're trying to achieve with the religion. So, for example, when we were pushing, which is on YouTube, for the campaign to unite Africa under one religion, we very much picked religious tenets that optimized for conversion. So it would encourage everyone to kind of convert. Whereas what's really handy to do if you want to keep a Sartre in the game when you reform it, is pick Christian syncretism, because it massively limits their ability to declare crusades against you. So my short answer is pick things that actually work to the benefit. Yeah, we have eaten at least one pope. When this fails, because it's got like a 5% chance of success, we will have a look and see if we can abduct a new postal vessel. There should be a can I buy this county off of you option. Yes and no. I think what there should be is an option for you to request a de jure vassal to be returned to you. So you should be able to turn around and go, right, let's say when we have France had a chunk of these vassals, I should be able to turn around to the French king and go, I think you will find they are my vassals and you would do well to give them to me. Like, you shouldn't just be able to get land, because that's not how medieval inheritance worked. But the idea of being able to go, look, that is rightfully part of Spain, and the King of France going, okay, fair enough, I accept your point, there you go, is more valid, I think. Is this actually not going to happen? Has this scheme bugged out? Because I am loving the fact that that has bugged out. You cannot abandon schemes which are finished or frozen. That scheme's bugged out. Oh, rip our husband. Right, 3 years left in Ibiza. That's annoying. That scheme's bugged out. So basically stuck until he dies. And he's got iron constitution, little shit. Look how many bonuses he's getting. That's outrageous. So unless we pick twice schemed, we now basically can't keep callous. Chat, am I allowed to declare war on him just so that we can break that broken scheme? Because it will disappear once he's dead. We shouldn't have any backsliding vassals. Like, all the conversion down there is done. We're converting there. Let's just double check. That's finished converting now. So we're basically down to this province here. He's still Catholic. Down here. Catholic. And the last bit is over here. We need to host a feast, I think. As soon as we can. We're relatively low. We're also a famous reveller, apparently, now. So this one here. Yeah, it's still Catholic. And you should still be Catholic. Yep. Take that, we'll take Proselytizer because it would speed this up. We've got 19 months left on Ibiza, so we're not far off. We might actually do it in her lifetime. We're only 56. So she became a brilliant strategist. So do you see what I mean when I said earlier? She is a brilliant strategist. She's educated by us. We are an adequate, intricate web weaver, but we are intelligent. So she got a really good trait. Can you just keep investigating something until it generates a secret? No, for that you actually want... what you want is... because remember, you're only really doing secrets so that you can fabricate hooks. Like, that's primarily the reason you're doing it. So what you actually want is, if you have truth is relative, you can fabricate a hook. And then find secrets may also fabricate hooks. So at that point, when you do a find secret, it will give you an option to say, well, I didn't find a secret, but I can create one if you want. And it'll give you a gold cost to do it. But fabricate hooks is always better than find secrets in general anyway, because fabricate hooks you can target individuals, whereas find secrets you can only put someone at a court and hope they target the right person. What's the trait next to our daughter's martial ability? Between that and comely, I assume it's particular fighting skill. Yeah, she is a logistician, I believe. Which means she gets supply duration plus 100%. So she is an incredibly good commander to have in this period of the game when you've got like large armies marching around. Tommy Ench has redeemed a history fact. In the kind of Napoleonic period, so in the British Navy casualties in the Napoleonic period, only like 8% of them were actually from warfare. And I think only about 12% were from like losses of ships. 80% of casualties in the Royal Navy in the era of Napoleon were from accidents or disease. Which ties historically with like a lot of things, really. Disease has always been a massive killer and more of a problem for armies historically than anything else. Oh yeah, no, always stick book recommendations in chat. I'm always happy to get book recommendations. Our son has got pneumonia. Just treat him reasonably well. If he survives, brilliant. If he's not... Oh dear, how sad. That wasn't an emote we were going to get, wasn't it? That was our other emote. So I want to save some emote spots for Victoria 3, because we will be playing a lot of Victoria 3. Hurry up and die, old man. I just really don't want to go to war. Just annoying because he's so healthy. Like, he'll live to about 80. Just to spite me. Yeah, hell, join our court. Give me a lifestyle perk. Oh, our rival died. That's all nice. Anyway, poll. We should have poll. So she got Intricate Web Weaver. That's decent enough. Intrigue plus 6. She's going to be an Intrigue 15, so that's alright. Stewardship 10, so that's going to give her 2 domain limit. I think that keeps us at 7. No, that actually pushes us up. We'll have a domain limit of 9. That's nice. Oh yeah, nice. No, good choice. Let me add that to my... Is that on Bookshop? Because if so, I'll stick it on there so I don't forget to buy it. I'm not seeing it on Bookshop. Do me a favour and just whisper me on Twitch a direct link to buy that somewhere, just so I don't forget it. Because I will forget it otherwise. And that is absolutely up my street. Ibiza is converted. Get on that one. 8 years. Fuck me. The main problem is we're converting from Muad'Dib. And Muad'Dib gives some really good perks to boost against conversion. It's got a 58-year duration on us completing this scheme. And we're down to 12 years. Ugh, stress. I'm going to do some stress events again. Yeah, I mean, if we controlled Cordoba, we get the benefit from the tax assessor's office as well, which would be nice, but... Let's call a hunt, 'cause it's a more reliable way for us to lose stress. Oh, hang on, that might work. Can we override? Well, let's override it. Yes, it does. There we go. We've managed to debug the thing without declaring war, so that's nice. Anyone want in? We're gonna eat him. Anyone want poke burgers? Boo, he found out we're trying to kidnap him to make poke burgers. That's gonna give it a -75. But there's enough people that are interested in poke burgers that we might actually override that. Nope. Still only going to get 5% chance of poke burgers. Yeah, Waterstones is great, because then I can do it at pickup. Zealous proselytizer. Proselytizer. I always struggle with saying that word. I don't think we're going to get poke burgers, chat. We really need this dude to want to give us poke burgers, the Duke of Spoleto. But the Duke of Spoleto is not up for poke burgers. Die, you annoying old man. We can try and murder him again now. Let's just swap to that, because we weren't getting poke burgers. Oh, why does no one want to kill this old dude? Yeah, scheme power increase, so every little helps. We can stop losing weight, because we have lost weight. Yeah, I mean, you're on boost. Combat finished. Oh, come on! Fucking annoying old man. The game is just XCOMing us. We are down to 2 bits of conversion needed, and you kind of got to hope that these will go quickly, as the other one went quickly, because that's 5 years on us doing it, but actually we might find that there's also progress going on there already from the fact that the person who controls it should be trying to convert it as well. Has our abduct... What, did it expire out the abduct timer? It didn't. Ugh. It's entirely possible that his fucking son is going to die before he does, in which case our whole thing will fail, because that's going to be a male-only inheritance. They will pray to my god. You're a trained healer, but it's one of those weird wise men healers, so no. Oh, we lost Catholicism further. That's annoying. Domirak, thank you very much for the follow. That's appreciated. So basically we're down to these two. Once these convert, we complete the Reconquista. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll is there a way to influence further? Yeah, Wind Crusades. Wind Crusades will do it, basically. I think Polar Wars has a minor effect on it. So let me set up King of the High Seas and Wily as a Fox. Because I'm kind of tempted to hold off on the... Why are we fat again? Stop being fat. On the religious conversion one. Because the religious conversion one is something I quite like the idea of doing with the combining with our Arthurian run. And we could restore Zunism in a similar way, or kind of almost claim it as a, like, bringing Mithraism back, or something like that. If there's a real big desire for me to do it as the next run, I'll do it. It's just, it's probably going to take us longer than six sessions to do it, and that's probably roughly all we're going to have. I mean, we could actually... Because the female rulers only does make things a bit interesting. So what we could do... Maximum poll you can do is 10 minutes. That's outrageous. Yeah, surrendering in Holy Wars does make your fervor go up. I always forget that. Right, you've got a next run poll up for the next 10 minutes. Because I think we want a relatively short run. Right, that's going to be really handy as well. Convert faith in county. The time it takes to convert county is no longer increases that fire further, and given that Moraldeism has higher fervor, that's ridiculously useful for us. 23 months left on Tarragona, so we're going to do this very quickly. So yeah, so your choices are, we do Wily as a Fox, which will be ridiculously good fun, particularly if we do it in a similar way by going female rulers only. Or we do Queen of the High Seas and go for the rule all the islands, but again we just do female rulers only. We'd probably want to reform a Sartre when we did that, which would actually make it easier to do female rulers only. Oh no, someone is trying to kill one of the guests I don't care about. Die, you stubborn old man. Would you please hurry up and die? Refresh if you're not seeing a poll. It's definitely there. I can see it. Unless that was a kind of Nelsonian I see no poll. $13, 12 months on Tarragona. Which means after that, it's just that one. Unless some arsehole converts back, but hopefully not. I love the idea that the only reason we're advancing this scheme is because we periodically manage to get events that advance it. Oh yeah, I mean I don't use BTTV. So, yeah, it's possible that if you've got that enabled, it's screwing with you. We have a lot of gold in the bank now. Oh, we've got a bird automaton. Lovely. Feathers of gleaming metal, eyes of precious stones, a voice singing with the chimes of bells. The mechanical bird, which has been gifted to me by Kaiser Volta of the Holy Roman Empire, is a true masterpiece. This bird was crafted by the finest artificers in all of the Holy Roman Empire, Kaiser Volta's letter reads. I think you will find it intriguing. I will put it on display. I'm not going to piss him off by dismantling it. I don't think he is. I don't think bird automaton is a killing one. I think it's a befriending one. So I think he is trying to befriend us. Messenger pigeon. Messenger pigeon is the right, that's converted because the liege lord beat us to it, but we were helping. So chat, that is the last county that needs doing. He might want Imperial Sexy Times. Yeah, don't forget Christmas is coming up. So if you have friends who play CK3 and you want to really panic them, don't forget to buy them a messenger pigeon or carpet for Christmas. Similarly, if you have parents who play CK3, it's a really good idea to do that. Buy them a messenger pigeon or a carpet. Freak them out. Die, you stubborn old fool. How does Hispania have a random county in Germany? Inheritance. Inheritance is weird. Because yes, we still have that random province up there. Because the Duke of Hesse turned out to be also one of our people. There he is, look. Controls that as well. So basically the same way we the trick we're using to get control of Malta when stubborn old man dies. RIP! Oh no! RIP Araka! She didn't quite get to complete the Reconquista. Can we get some F's in chat for Empress Urarka I, who was absolutely blinding at what she did. Empress Urarka I of Hispania has found peace in Christ's embrace. She's probably not in Christ's embrace. At 63 years of age, she literally ate a pope. She died from complications related to obesity. Although quite famous for her sharp intellect, she could still not outsmart death. Empress Urarka ascends to the throne, a modest and temperate woman. Urarka's passive nature may also be her undoing. It will not be her undoing. Spoiler alert. So close. She ruled for 30 years in the end, which is not bad. But we are now, I mean, it worked out quite well, because we are now 22 years old and we are Empress Urarka II Urarques of Hispania. We are intelligent, we are comely. We are well under our domain limit, which is nice. Don't think the daughter will be a cannibal, because I don't think that automatically passes on. But we should actually see what secrets we have. No, we don't have any secrets, so we are not a cannibal. So we are not... Yeah, probably... Yeah, we're trying to nibble on Christ. So we could find a spouse. Well, we have taken the seduction path. Which is not bad, because it does mean we could seduce to try and get a good heir. But I think we probably go with that. Because we're still young. What's annoying is that's going to lose us our boosts. So we're up to 9 years again on that conversion. Right, we have 5 powerful... Do we have any alliances we can form first off? I don't think we do. Right, we're not endorsed by him, so would you like a gift? You would. It's not going to get you into range, but we will sway you. That's really annoying. We were so close. But it proved that we really did need to push to get an heir. Right. Let's stabilize the kingdom. 5,000 troops, 5,000 troops, 8,000 troops. We kind of want you to be liking us. And 6,000 troops. You're decent marshal, not a bad steward. I'm not making you our spy master. Decent steward. We could make him chancellor. You can be marshal. You can be steward. And spy master, we want someone who's very good but also doesn't hate us. Which may be a big ask. Closest we're going to get is Bretes. And we are definitely moving our spy master back to disrupt schemes. Right, first things first, show me people with traits, because we really should try and pop out a daughter sooner rather than later. Show me people with the right traits. These are all going to be singles, so we can invite them in. I mean, he's a bleeder, but we don't need him to live long. Ideally, we want someone with lustful. Give me traits who are also lustful. Robust is actually... I don't like robust as a trait. Yeah, you'll do. Thing is, he's 63. He is in fine health, but I mean, he's a seducer. We could arguably seduce him. The other thing is, we're absolutely going to have to fight a war. There's no way on earth all of these don't kick off, and annoyingly that's our guy who's meant to be inheriting. Who is now frail. Does have a primary heir now though, which is good. Which is a relief at least. What are our chances on murdering this old bastard? That's going to come down to whether anyone wants in, and I bet they don't. We'll give it a go. I only eat Gouda. Thank you very much for the follow. You don't eat popes then. Right, what we should probably do is see if we can lock in ooh, we could get the Byzantines. That'll do. Because that gives us, if we do get a rebellion kicking off, which we will, we're going to have to fight this. We are going to win this. 7 months. Duke Hibber of Badahoff will kick it off. We've got 19k gold in the bank. It's not going to be a problem. Murder isn't cheese. What we want to do is make sure we hire loads of mercs before it kicks off. What do I reckon he likes? He's into learning. Let's get him a rare book. This is going to be a fun war, by the way. This is going to be a fun war. 3 months. Right. It is going to be kicked off by the grumpy old dude over here in the Amorids. His capital is Toledo. I think they will have no qualms about kicking this off the moment they can do, regardless of whether I've got giant armies on their borders. $20k gold in the bank, motherfuckers. Our biggest issue is probably going to be commanders. Some crossbowmen. Give me some knights. Basque Band. Band of the Brigand Emperor, if that sounds fun. Oh yes, the Byzantines will be in on this one. And in fact, our sister is unmarried. Claremont would be good, because Claremont's pretty healthy. Aquitaine would be nicer. Good God, your kids are ugly. That is a face only a mother could love. I've got a half-brother as well, actually. Does anyone want to marry our brother? Holy Roman Empire, you say? I'll give us another 7k. I mean, yeah, Mummy and Daddy ain't lookers. But that is proper, yeah, like you say, Jobbery, that's proper ET territory. Right, let's get Claremont sorted. You won't go for a matrilineal, that's fine, because we can always break it. I mean, they're in a war with Burgundy, but, I mean, they will send troops over when they can. See you later, country girl Laura. Enjoy. Yeah, she really does not look happy about that marriage, does she? There is someone who is a victim of medieval chauvinism. Yeah, she is not happy with her situation in life. She is definitely sleeping around, and you can't blame her. Right, how many months out are we? 3 months out. Now, what we could do... Annoys me that there isn't an option just to raise mercenaries. I can raise men-at-arms, I can raise all here, I can't go raise men-at-arms and mercenaries. So I'd happily just raise mercenaries there. We're going to split that army in two. He's going to burn through supply. Yeah, fine. Because a lot of this is going to depend on what commanders we get. He's dead! So Count Isam is dead. So as described, remember that his son, who was his heir, is this chap, who was within our territory. And because it was this chap, and he was already our de jure vassal, Malta is now part of Hispania. And that's how you kind of manipulate inheritance to inherit Islamic counties, and it'll work with Christian ones as well, but it's particularly useful for if you need to try and inherit Islamic territory without kicking off a war. So there you go, that is how to use inheritance to expand your territory. It was, but we now control Malta as well, because it's part of the same thing. Someone give me a timestamp on that as well, because I'll need to edit that bit back into the end of that little tutorial video I do. And I'm intrigued to know how long after we actually started doing that it was before we actually managed to fucking do it. Just because of stubborn old dude. It will need to be converted. It won't need to be converted for us to achieve the Reconquista. Two hours. So basically what? 110 minutes it took us to pull that off. Outrageous. Stubborn old guy. Right, they should kick off next month. Bring it. Bring it. We are still trying to seduce this guy. He's an astute... Let's just go... He didn't particularly seem to... Yeah, I was going to say, because he didn't respond to us buying him a book. which is outrageous. There we go. I will not be threatened. Told you they'd kick off straight away. Right. We're dropping this to 2. Nice. We kept a decent commander. We've got Captain Nuno as well. Who'll be good. Enemy fatal casualties are probably really useful. Oh, we've got a rough terrain expert. Now they've got 54. So it's R26 versus 54k. Bring it. Right, he's raising there, which is what we want. Toledo is it hills? Farmlands, so that's not tough terrain. You're going to move into there, because if we're lucky we'll catch them there. You're going to get supply duration. You'll get that. This is all going to be about ambushing and stopping people from hooking up. Now I think they might go for Cordoba sieges. Ugh. They've managed to move too fast for us to do things. Right, they're going to hook up. We might lose this now. Right, get in. Get in. Get in. Right, he's got the siege train. Actually, what we do need to do is that. My main fear is them sieging down the capital. They're all going to go over there and link up, just to be annoying. We do have a lover, so that's a good start. Given the better commander. So we can catch them without them making it into reinforce. And they shouldn't make it in time. They did not. Can we hire a Holy Order 2? That only works if the person leading the opposition is a different faith, and he's not. Now, we're not going to catch that army, but we can probably catch that one. But let's go siege down Badahof. What we kind of want to do is lure them back in to come for Cordoba again. Here we go. Right, they're going for a join up. Which is fine, because we've got these dudes coming in now as well. And if they're not quick, we might get them. We're not going to get them, but we might if they change direction. Yeah, we're going to get them, and I don't think they will join in because they're worried about these guys. Because the Byzantines are coming as well. Fucking AI armies just running around and just getting that little bit of speed on is just the most annoying thing ever. Right, we've got them this time. Do we still have a mountain dude? Right, mountain dude is in. Bosh. Right, can you guys follow us up to this battle, please? Because if you follow us up, we're going to win it. And they know it. They've got another 30k coming back, so they have rallied, so we really need to deal with that army. What we're really going for here, by the way, is white peace. Yeah, we might lose this war, you know. Assuming they come up and over there, we'll be fine. That is plain, so he's of no benefit there. So let's go with... do we want to go with that or that? Probably let's just go with the higher value. They should come in. Yeah, they will come in. Now they won't reach in time. We're only -2 off white peace. We're getting very low on supply. So we are going to have to split up, but we're going to go for this first. And as long as the Byzantines keep following us, we will get it. Let's give them time to catch up. Right, they should follow us in. Yeah, they know they're going to lose this. Right, the question is, can we catch them? Byzantines have changed direction, so I think we're going to catch them. We're going to catch some of them anyway. We'll go down truth is relative. Right, we're down to 14 supply, so what we actually need to do is split up and restore supply now. Before we do anything else. So we've got them back into the range now where we easily outnumber them, and we could actually white piece this whenever we wanted to white piece it. But we can also use it as an opportunity to rejig our kingdom. So let's split you guys up. Your supply limit there and our supply limit there should be enough. Still under supply? Just snipe some little forces around. You're building supplies, that's fine. You're building supply. You won't be building supply because you're in enemy territory. We'll build supply there. Conversion will probably not be going because it's a rebel freaking kingdom unless we held on to it somehow. Oh, we did hold on to it, so 6 months. That could be worse. We'll give it to her because she stayed loyal. Steward doesn't make a huge difference, but we will appoint our brother. Byzantines are happily murdering people, which is good. Right, that is now their main force. So the key thing with supply is, remember, when you hover over this, you'll see the supply limit. So it's floating around there. It's telling you what the supply is. Generally speaking, you lose 20 supply a month unless you're in friendly territory. Based on traits, you might have up to a maximum of 300 supply your troops can have, but in this instance, we've got 100. The trick is remembering that once you get below about 40 supply, you start taking penalties as to the ability of your army because it's undersupplied. Now, by stopping combat for a while as we did here, so we ran around and fought a whole bunch of them to really rein them in and take them under control. But after that, what we needed to do was stop and kind of just move our armies, split our armies up and get them resupplied. The AI is chronically bad at supply, which means that they're going to be losing supply much faster. So by splitting up like that, and we're now running at 74, 50 and 50, if we can now actually make a push go for that army, we will smack that army around something chronic. Especially if we can drag the Byzantines in as well. Because the problem for the AI, because of the way this war score is going, is we now have the benefit of numbers. Which means their only hope is to keep fighting us and to try and somehow get Cordoba. So all we actually do now is just need to keep moving around and just keep sniping all of their little armies that pop up. And we will pretty much eventually win this. Because their best hope is to capture Cordoba and therefore capture our queen. Someone is trying to kill us. Do you have a better spy master that likes us yet? Can really do with him liking us. Do you fancy being seduced? No. Let's gamble on making him our spy master and hope he's not plotting to kill us. And let's sway him. What's not helping here, by the way, is the fact that the Patriarch still doesn't like us. But he will if I do that. There we go. And yes, Cordoba is a ticking war score. They need to capture Cordoba. So our key thing to winning this war, even though they had started with twice the armies we did, has very much been to we just need to keep stopping them. The stripy one is what the Holy Roman Emperor is up to, which we don't really care about, to be honest. It's why technically we don't actually have as many troops in this fight as you'd think, because his 11k are actually off doing other things. It's King Gui of Clermont and the Basileus that are doing the work with us here. Now we could white piece this at any time at this point, but I think we do want to push for the win. So what we're probably going to do is just start taking it a bit slow. And for example, going here, dropping a siege force, giving that a siege commander, assuming we've got one. We got a siege commander? We might have one. How do we have that many commanders and not a single siege commander? That's outrageous. Then we're going to move all of these guys back. And split them up again so they're in supply. Because our merc companies we're going to have to renew. Because we do want these merc companies. But we're going to leave it as late as we can. Like, we probably will end up slightly in debt. We do have prisoners that can be ransomed. Mayors we might as well ransom. I mean, every little helps at this stage. I don't think we can. We're in all the wars they are in. So these two are picking up supply again. Now the importance of that is this guy's got 50 supplies. So the other thing that people don't realise you can do is you can essentially use armies to ferry supply. I mean, sure. Have fun with that. So they're probably sieging down some random shit up here. But that's fine, because we're going to go for their capital in a minute. I'm just leaving this as long as I can leave it, because there's no point rushing it. In fact, now that this is in reasonable supply, let's just go up that way and siege that down, and we'll move these chaps up to here to support. Three months. When that hits 1 month, we'll renew. Right, this is why it was a good job we had a lot of cash in the bank. So I did figure we'd get a bit of a rebellion like this. Now, if I did my maths right when I first hired these, we should just about not still be in debt. Because I deliberately only hired enough so that we could keep them around for 6 years. 3 years is a long siege, but don't forget that's because we haven't got a siege train there. Notice the Byzantines are now losing supply because these fools don't know how to move off. These guys have got all the siege trains, so once this falls, we'll move north. They have managed to pull together another 41k troops. Which we might lose that, you know. Just because of the supply penalties. Byzantines will come in and support. So let's make sure that's got our best general on it. We lost! We got murdered! Just before we completed the Reconquista. Run over. GG. Someone successfully managed to murder us. Yeah, but our sister was disinherited. This is why we were pushing for a, this is why we'd seduced the guy to push for an heir, but we didn't manage to get one. So there you go, we came so close. We came so close, but just failed at the last minute. I'm not that fussed, to be honest, because our key goal was the whole conquest of Spain with to prove we could, so... And that's part of the joy of CK3. You know, the game will do this to you occasionally. That's part of the joy. You can be doing so well as we were and then still fail. Yeah, the game always does this weird crashing thing when you end run. Like when you do it in a way that means that actually you're not, because like we're not being inherited. The kingdom won't be inherited by someone of our dynasty, so it is now in charge of well, it's currently claiming to be Amorid. So there you go. So yeah, we came close. We came very close to doing both achievements. We just needed that one county left to convert and just didn't quite make it. I mean, if you think about it, we were only like, what, 10 months off of it? If our previous ruler hadn't died, we'd have done it. Because she had all the conversion boosts, so she was only 10 months off pulling it off. But that is the nature of CK3.